Here's rainbows and sunshine, and I thought we had mounting block video, but the video cut out right before I actually got on, so I guess we had a camera uh, defect. Anyway, she's excellent at the mounting block. I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. Can't remember if we got video of that last time. Nonetheless, Miss Rainbow is a 15 three-hand, 5-year-old thoroughbred mare by Rainbow Air, which is not a sire I'm familiar with. However, she is out of a flatter mare, which is a line that I absolutely love. She ran 23 times, and she last ran on May 1st, so exactly a week ago. So, Miss Rainbow is perfectly sound. She's absolutely even behind. However, she is tight, understandably so. She just ran 7 days ago. She had some huge grabs on behind. We actually pulled off her hind shoes today after we rode her because I turned her out in the field with Billy's horse Cowboy and Penelope. So it's actually such a funny little trio because she looks tiny turned out with Cowboy and Penelope. It looks like we put out a miniature horse with two massive horses, but they're all getting on really well. And so I think, being out in big grass turnout with friends, it's really what she needs, and it will get her let down and feeling good really quickly. But it is why she's priced in the lower mid four figures. And, obviously, as it always is, a good home is always the priority. And I'm really looking for a home where somebody's just going to give her an easy couple of months. Obviously, she can be ridden, but I'm basically riding her on the schedule of once or twice a week for 10 or 15 minutes. It doesn't need to be a lot, it doesn't need to be high intensity. Moving around, which goes hand in hand with turnout, is good for her because what she is just muscularly tight. And so moving, of course, loosens things up. So it shouldn't be high intensity, but she certainly should be moving. Some movement is good for her, for sure, because actually she just gets better as she goes. So yeah, she just needs a sort of easy couple of months, and I know that there's lots of people out there that are happy to do that, and that's the type of person that I'm looking for her. And yes, she is very quiet and she is very easy. However, that does not mean she's appropriate for a beginner. She still needs to go to somebody who has experience working with young and or green horses. She's very amateur friendly, but for an amateur who has the experience, has a good feel, works with the trainer. And when I say works with the trainer, that's not a dig. I mean, I expect everybody to work with the trainer. I work with the trainer all the time, constantly. So everybody needs some help doing these things. But, in the grand scheme of things, she is a very quiet, easy type of horse. And I expect that she will stay that way. So you'll see here, this is just some of the tightness I'm talking about. Instead of taking a bigger trot step or finding some flexion when I put my inside leg on, it's just easier for her right now because her muscles are a bit tight just to want to pop into the canter. So this is just us working through that a little bit. With her, I found that the best way to remedy it, because of course it's not like I'm going to be yanking on her or anything. I'm not going to ride her roughly. That's not going to solve anything. Certainly not going to make her feel better. But what I found worked for her when she was wanting to canter, and I'm wanting her to actually keep on in the trot, is that I just have to post super clearly, which feels a little bit odd in those moments when she's wanting to canter, but I just force myself to keep posting the stride that I want her to have, and that actually worked really, really well. And I thought she really came out of it nicely, and she figured it out. So that was a success. And then the other thing we did today that I thought was wonderful was, oh, here it is. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have timed that more perfectly, was we found her left lead canter today. We got it over a pole, and she had a little bit of a trip after the pole. She's not a trippy horse. She tripped once the whole ride. But of course it was, as we were getting the left lead canter. So, but once she had it, picking it up is what's hard for her right now. The signals, the tightness behind, all those things that just make stepping into the left lead canter challenging for her at the moment. But once she's in the left lead canter, actually, it's exactly lovely, just like the right. It's not hard for her to keep it. She's not wanting to swap behind. She's actually extremely straight. She's soft. She's balanced. It's very, very easy. So it's literally just getting the cues right to step into the canter. And again, this is something that will very easily sort of sort itself out as she lets down and her muscles unwind behind. And this will not be an issue down the road. And when she is ready to start getting really legged back up into work in another couple of months, I always use polls and things like that to help the horse sort of understand the idea of whichever canter depart is more difficult for them. But she was wonderful. I thought she did some really nice left canter work here. And this, so just following this is a little bit of her on the cross ties. She's very easy to handle on the ground. She's super sweet mare. She's really going to be a fun little project for somebody.